Hi, I'm Trevor Lund with RevTrev.com, and I am continuing my video series of books. And if you've listened to any of them, you know I'm doing this because I'm being lazy. I've read so many books, and I don't have time to sit down and blog about them. Actually, I've got more things to blog about than doing book reviews. And I'm very excited about RevTrev Radio that started up, and I've got lots of episodes of RevTrev Radio to do as well. And you can find out more about that at revtrev.com/revtrev radio, and you can sign up. And I'm totally thrilled by the number of listeners already. So that's what that's all about. I can strip the audio off of these things, so I might actually include them in some of the RevTrev Radio podcasts, but we'll see. Not quite sure. Today I want to review a couple of books by Ted Dekker. Now, Ted Dekker, I fell in love with Ted Dekker and his book 3. And if you haven't read 3 and you don't pick up on the title that it's 3, yeah, you really get surprised when you find out what 3 means in the book. So I don't want to give it away if you haven't read it, but if you've seen the movie, buy the book because the book is so much better than the movie. I fell in love with his writing then. I read through the Circle series and it was good. I liked the Circle series, the first 3 books. Can't even tell you what they are. But you care about the characters, you care about the content, you care about what happens to them, and they're fast-paced, good reads. Problem, though, is that since the 3rd book was done, every single book I read by Ted Dekker somehow had something to do with the Circle series. And I got to be honest with you, I don't have time to read all the books he does up on the Circle series. I don't care enough about reading, like he's got kid book series, that look incredible, that look great, but I don't have time to read those books. And the one that really ticked me off is he did a book with Frank Peretti called House, and it's a good book. It's Christian horror, if that's possible. It's kind of like Christian blues music. Are you allowed to do that? But anyway, not gory, not grotesque, a little frightening, but good. And then right at the end of the book that he wrote with Frank Peretti, there's an allusion to the Circle series. And I gotta tell you, like, if it would have been one of the angels from this present darkness looking over the scene and smiling, that would have been phenomenal. That would have been great. But you get the Circle series brought into that book, and I'm like, dude, I mean, come on. I'm a Canadian. We don't like self-grandizing, and that's exactly what is being done. So I was really wanting to, get the series over. So when Green showed up, dun, 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 um, I wanted to get it and read it. And what do I say about it? If you read the series, you want to read Green. It's a good read. It is fast paced. You get involved with the characters somewhat. Like, honestly, I think there's more in all of the other books that I missed. Like all the peripheral books that he had going on. That I can't even remember all of them. I did read some of them, or a few of them anyway. And, they kept on trying to develop the story of these magical books that existed in this other land. A couple of problems I had with Green. First of all, you find out in Green that the story in the other world takes place thousands of years in the future. I think it's pretty clear it's after Christ has returned, and then the world goes through the same cycle of the fall and the betrayal and everything that happened in this cycle that we're in the earth, with Adam's sin and Christ coming and his redemption and all that stuff. And I've got a theological problem with that. I do believe that in the future we're going to have a history. I do believe that heaven is not the end; it's the beginning of an incredible journey, and the things that have yet to be written as history are going to be phenomenal. And somehow it really disturbs me that if we can consider our creative God as just simply doing the same thing over and over and over again, I mean, that's not Christian thought. That really becomes more of a Middle Eastern thought. Not Middle Eastern, but like Indian. Samsara, the cycle, the Buddha humanist philosophy as well. Now, the other part of this book that, you know, I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. I'm going to say that, you know, he wanted to make it circular because it's a circle series. So at the end of the book, the main character goes back to the beginning of the first book. So basically you can pick up this series anywhere and read it through, and you're going to come around to a circle. Now, in the West, we have this understanding of reincarnation as it being, you know, your path to enlightenment. As I understand it, taught in India, is that reincarnation is the path of circular living, where you actually, if you do the Dharma, you get good karma, and the next cycle you get raised up. If you don't do Dharma, you get bad karma, and the next cycle you end up worse. So depending on where you are now, it tells you where you were before, and it tells you how far you have to get to actually get to the place of nothingness. Not Christian theology in any stretch of the imagination. And you know, if you want to be critical about this whole series, is that it sort of is replicant of that as well. That there is this circle that continues, and you just keep on going, and you just keep on going, and you keep on going. And I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt. I'm thinking he's just trying to be a cute writer because I like to be a cute writer, and sometimes my cute writing gets me into theological difficulties, and I think that's sort of what happened in that. Now, Ted Dekker, still love what he's doing. I don't have the following he does, so I can't be too critical about it all. But I'm glad this series is over. Now, next book is The Bone Man's Daughter. Where am I at? Bone Man's Daughter. You'll see my copy has been eaten by my dog. Now, this dog that ate this actually tried to eat my son's face too. We don't have that dog anymore. One, you know, you don't eat my books and be in my good books. Secondly, you don't eat my son and stay in my good books. So, I picked up this book. I was on a trip somewhere, and I needed a book to read because I finished my other book, and this was, I'm sure I picked this up in an airport somewhere. I can't remember where. And it was one of those things that you pick it up and it's like, oh, is it going to be part of the Circle series? But happy to say it's not. It's its own story, and it goes well. You know, it's fast-paced. It keeps you going. One thing I didn't like about it was Ted Dekker's got this common theme where the protagonist or the hero is comes to a series of doubt that maybe I'm the one that's insane. Maybe the one I'm chasing is actually me. And there's also other characters that think, oh, maybe it's not. He's really the bad guy. Maybe he's the one that's done it. And because this theme just gets played over and over and over and over and over and over in Ted Dekker's Circle, when it showed up again in this book, I was like, yeah, get over it. Like, yeah, it works so well in 3. It works so well in 3. I never saw it coming. As soon as I saw it coming, you see it coming in every single one of his books, and it's kind of like, it's not every single one of his books. I'm exaggerating, but it was in this book. And so, the ending was a little short. Not a whole lot of satisfaction after all is said and done, but pick up the book to read on the plane. It's a good story. Keep you interested. I'm Trevor Lund. Far too long for this review, but that's my review of the last 2 Ted Dekker books that I've read.